Hi there, welcome to Island Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Pisces energy, and for this round, we're just going to ask what the topic of conversation is, and then we're going to go from there. Oops. Kind of what is the topic of conversation, maybe that Pisces energy is dealing with. We have the Nine of Wands, the Page of Pentacles. Very sure that is the Page of Pentacles. The Ace of Swords, the Ten of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles. Okay, and the reason that came out is because of the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands. High vibe Pisces energy wants people to stand up for themselves and to be willing to be a student of life, and also defend and protect their more hopeful, believing inner child nature. And in truth and love, be willing to complete cycles in your life, that we live life at a certain phase of life to learn lessons in life. And we repeat that. We go through that phase of life to see the truth and learn lessons. And then when we've kind of learned what we needed to learn from that phase of life, then it's time to drop the burden and incorporate those lessons into how we move forward in life. And why? Because of the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands. Our more hopeful, believing, loving, creative, inspired nature can't keep moving forward if we become defensive to doing that. The Page of Pentacles, we have to be willing to learn lessons in life, face our fears, face our insecurities. But some people are defensive of doing that because we can be in our more egoic nature, maybe even defensive to being willing to admit, oops, my camera isn't down, being willing to admit that we even have lessons to learn. And when we keep being defensive to being willing to deal with the truth, because if we're willing to admit, maybe I do have lessons to learn, maybe I do have some healing or growing and maturing to do, that's when is like step one. The truth is setting us free. And from the Nine of Wands to the Ten of Wands, we've kind of budged our position. Instead of being defensive, we were willing to admit, maybe I have lessons to learn. And just seeing that truth, which could be, maybe I should, Pisces energy represented by the Hangman, maybe I should try to look at things from a different perspective, Other people view life differently than I view life. Why do some people, not bossy, not controlling, not prideful, not stubborn, not immature, try to see things from other people's perspectives, have hope and faith and belief and love. All these different things about how we view life. Why do I view life the way I view it? Why don't I view life the way some other people could? That would maybe be beneficial to me. Maybe I don't know everything, And if we're willing to admit and get out of our defensive nature and our egoic nature about maybe stepping outside of our comfort zone, doing things a little different, maybe having a new beginning, because we all like to stay in our comfort zone, and that can be the Nine of Wands. I'm defensive to moving forward in life differently because I had these things that I wanted to have happen in my life, and I want them to work out instead of me having to move forward in life differently, or I want other people to change. I don't want to change. And the whole thing is, if we're willing to go with the flow, that we can be at different places and stages of life and emotional maturity and how we view life and what motivates and inspires us than different people. Not everybody's on the same page as us at the same time. So let them live their life and learn their lessons. And if we already know in the Nine of Wands, we felt like we could have been wounded by them, we're maybe not on the same page. And it's kind of stopping us from moving forward in our life. So we get out of our defensiveness and say, everybody is where they're at. I'm not on the same page as some people right now. And I just see the truth of that. And then we're able to drop the burden, and we've kind of emotionally grown and matured in some way. And it's kind of like loving our more creative, inspired nature, loving ourselves instead of like, no, God, you got to make those people like me. No, God, you need to change those people. And God's like, maybe they're not the people that you are meant to be in a relationship with. Have you ever thought about that? Because God knows what we want to manifest. God knows what other people want to manifest. And everybody has the free will to manifest their life the way they want it. As we're moving forward in this way, there's going to be other people that are defensive to moving forward in this way because it maybe would require them to admit that maybe they have some lessons to learn in life. And some people can be very defensive to love. Some people can be defensive to listening to their intuition. Some people defend their more immature nature and kind of more immature way of viewing life. They could be really motivated and inspired by these things of the world or things they want to go indulge in that they think will make them happy, or making their life more about themselves or money or materialism or status or image. Or some of those people have already moved forward in loving relationships of their own. And we need to accept the truth of that too. And some people will move forward with us in this way. And we'll have people in our life that we're going to defend, just like we defend our own. We have all three of the pages out here. Just like we defend our more creative, inspired, authentic, loving nature. If there's people in our life that are those type of people in our life, we're going to stand up and defend them. And they are going to stand up and defend us. Why? Because we view each other as being on the same page and emotionally nurturing, loving, supportive people who act with character and integrity, harnessing high vibe Taurus energy versus being in a more shadowy Taurus energy where we could be more immature, more motivated and inspired to be indulgent of our more immature nature, worldly nature, stubborn, prideful nature. And the people in our life that are more like that in shadowy energy, we're probably, you go live your life the way you want, but we're going to move forward in this hopeful, believing energy, standing up and defending each other, loving and encouraging each other. Because we acknowledge that we can all be different. We can all have our own unique ways of being and our own unique talent, skills, and interests. But it's high vibe energy is like respecting people for being individuals, that you have the right to live your life and you have your own unique things that light you up and inspire you from, and it's operating from love and justice and character and integrity. Enjoy your life. Those might not be things that I'm really hip on, but, I love you and we're good friends, or you're my sibling or my adult child or my parent or my friend or my coworker. We don't all have to be about me. You're not all about you. We're not all just about these things of the world. It's about working together cooperatively in a just and fair and authentic and loving way. Let's ask, what is the advice for Pisces energy? The Five of Pentacles. Why? Because of the Four of Cups. The Five of Pentacles, just like I view the Queen of Pentacles, is Taurus energy. Keep being a student of life. Keep being willing to learn new things. It can be challenging because it does challenge us to incorporate things into our philosophy of life. But keep having that hopeful, believing, loving nature about you. Keep being willing to learn lessons, because if we're not willing to keep going with the flow, we kind of get stuck in a time warp, and other people in the world are moving forward in hope and faith and belief and love, and we're probably going to miss some opportunities in love, so keep being willing to be a student of life. Keep detaching from old you know, kind of like with my nesting dolls over there. When we were 15, it was great to be a 15-year-old, and we viewed life like a 15-year-old. We acted like a 15-year-old. We were in relationships with a mentality level about relationships like a 15-year-old. But when we were going to become an 18-year-old, we kind of had to shed some of those more immature ways of viewing life. We had to expand our perception of ourselves and the world around us and what we believed was possible. And then we moved forward more like an 18-year-old. And then we had to do the same thing when we were 21. And then the same thing when we were 25. And there's a part of us that's defensive to letting go of that old way of living life because we all kind of like to stay in our comfort zone. But if we want to kind of grow to our full potential, it is to face our fears, and it can feel overwhelming at times because we did have this way of viewing life. But if we work together cooperatively with each other from love, willing to see things from other people's perspectives, encourage other people to invest in their unique talent, skills, and interest, and us to invest in our unique talent, skills, and interest, together we're all going to grow and heal and kind of go on this adventure, which is kind of what 9 of Wands and 10 of Wands and Sagittarius is about. Life's an adventure to be lived. Life is about learning lessons. And if we're willing to go with the flow of life and not get defensive to change, we'll be able to go on that journey. But we have to offer ourselves love to face our fears about and reconcile ourselves with the past so that we can let go of the burden. And if there was people in our life that we wanted to have move forward with us, but they're not moving forward with us in this way at this time, everybody's got lessons to go out and learn. And some people aren't ready to move forward in this way. Some people will never be ready to move forward in this way. And that could be people who, in their air sign energy and their earth sign energy, are more aligned with it making more logical, practical sense to make their life about these things of the world at this time. The other people in the water sign energies and the fire sign energies are more inspired to listen to their more emotionally intuitive nature to drive them instead of the things of the world or their mind or their ego. And maybe some of the people that are more about the world one day, maybe, as they see other people moving forward in that hopeful, believing nature and not overwhelmed, like they could keep being defensive of change. And it can get overwhelming because the rest of the world is changing and moving forward. Other people go with the flow. So keep willing to offer yourself that cup of love to keep moving forward. Keep believing in your dreams, listening to your intuition. And you will be someone who is a very stable, grounded, emotionally mature person as a result of it. So what's coming up for people who harness some high vibe Pisces energy that they might not see coming up? We have a card not showing itself. The card's got a little messed up here. Why? What's coming up for Pisces they might not see coming is this card because of the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is Gemini energy. High vibe people are aligned with in their Gemini energy, represented by the 8, 9, and 10 of Swords, which is a dualistic sign. I can align with my worldly nature, or I can align with my more hopeful, believing, intuitive, loving nature. High vibe people are staying focused on truth and love. And what you don't see coming, if this is kind of a difficult process right now, eventually you will get to the place where you're no longer aligning with this energy in a more worldly nature, and you will be able to detach from other people in your life that harness that energy in a more worldly nature, because now what you don't see coming and what other people don't know about you is you're aligning with harnessing this energy in a more high vibe way. And it's the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is Aries energy, and Aries energy is about the self. And, in our more worldly nature and our fire nature, there's all these things we'd like to go indulge in the world and, that we're sure would make us happy. But high vibe people have learned lessons in life that if I go indulge in my more immature worldly nature, thinking that's just and fair, and get caught up in the illusion of myself and these things of the world, and I'm not loving and believing in myself and my dreams, it's probably just gonna probably not turn out the way I want. So instead of being more about myself, I'm letting love and intuition guide me and the decisions that I make. So your advice is, oh no, I think, was that your advice? And this is the outcome, that you'll be able to let go of an old dream. For some of you, particularly if you were dealing with an Aries or someone who seemed to be more caught up in the more worldly dream or being more about themselves, you'll be able to detach from them, just as you're detaching from your more worldly self nature and listening to your more emotionally intuitive, creative, inspired nature. You're harnessing that energy now differently. And high vibe Aries is about making better decisions in your life because you have learned these lessons, and you make good decisions in the relationships with people that you're in, where some other people still could be more about themselves, didn't want to emotionally grow and mature, didn't want to connect in with their more emotionally intuitive, hopeful, believing, loving nature, because their truth could be that they're still defending their more worldly nature or being more about themselves. And it's like, well, you go make your life about that. Enjoy your life. I'm moving forward with the people in my life who are inspired to make good decisions in their life and in relationship with me. High Vibe Aries is about being a leader, a true leader in the world, not just someone who looks like a boss in the world. And that is being a loving, nurturing, authentic, creative, inspired, authentic person in relationships with people. And other people don't want to live their life like that. Let's do a little bit more about what is the outcome. Well, maybe we could say, well, just give us a little bit more on this outcome for people in high vibe Pisces energy. The Seven of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Strength card because of a card not showing itself. The Nine of Pentacles. I guess this would say that maybe you wouldn't be single anymore because the Nine of Pentacles can be being single. As you do this work within yourself to not take action more and settle for being in relationships that are more superficial, shallow, indulgent, materialistic, where you'd maybe feel left out in the cold and feel like you missed an opportunity in love, keep acting with character and integrity, having that hopeful, believing spirit, and there will be other people who see you as someone they would like to be in a long-term relationship with because you have tempered your more immature, worldly, beastly nature. And they're going to want to be in a relationship with you. And the Queen of Pentacles can be people who are married or in a much more emotionally mature, formal, committed relationship. And there will be people who want to be in relationships with you like that because of this energy that you're in. So keep walking the talk. That's high vibe Taurus. Keep walking the talk. Keep having hope and faith and belief in your dreams. Drop the burden about people in your life that aren't doing that with you. And the people in your life who are moving forward with you in that way, everybody will be loving and nurturing and supportive and encouraging of each other because they know that's how you're supposed to conduct yourself in a relationship. And that's the truth of the type of people that they are. And then we keep meeting new people in our life, and there'll be other people that will want to be in a relationship with you because of the type of people that you are. So there you go, Pisces energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.